Hey, welcome to Next Level Wealth. This is the final video of our first week of Wealth Builders Bootcamp. So great you're watching this training because that means we're finishing strong, and I'm on fire for this session because finishing strong week one and then diving into week two is so powerful on that journey. There's so many more modules to come, so much more to share, so much more to learn. And speaking of learning, you did your sessions, you did your exercises, you did your action items, you worked through the different kind of templates I have given you. So 9 modules, and now watching number 10. Good on you. This is really cool, and you're progressing really fast towards the end of this bootcamp because week one is already behind us. This is so powerful because you see how fast you can actually get up to speed. You learn stuff, and it doesn't feel like hard learning because it's like tiny little steps here and there, and you see how you're progressing. Because by now, if you've done all the exercises, all the homework, you have identified your one financial goal you want to pursue. You have broken it down into different milestones. You have used your GPS to assess where you currently are. You have created a roadmap of my financial plan to realize what happens if there are obstacles on the way, how to actually be agile in my plan. So many cool things when it comes to practical things to build wealth. But also we talked a lot about mindset. So you weeded out limiting beliefs. You're not longer captive by the rat race mentality because you know it's all up here and you can free yourself. It's one decision. You're just one decision away from a better life. You know that by now, and our mindset session have liberated you into maybe a new thinking, gave you new hacks, new tips, what to apply. Maybe you're constantly every day battling your limiting beliefs because we all have them, and we all have to battle them day by day. And you see how you suddenly can see a more positive outcome in the future, a better future for you and your loved ones, which is amazing. That's just after week one. Now imagine what's happening week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the bonus week, and all the other things we're doing. It's so amazing that you're here, part of our community, and I'm really, really happy that you're with us. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you need to join us at Wealth Builders Clubhouse. The link is below this video, because we are just amazing people on a journey together, and we're here for each other, and want to see ourselves living the life of our dreams, living in financial freedom and progressing further along the journey. So what are we covering today? Today we look at the Wealth Builders Edge. This is a very powerful session where we compare wealthy mindset and poverty mindset and what separates those guys. So we look how mindset and habits are responsible for creating long-term success. The second thing is the power of investing in yourself. And my friend, this is one of the most important lessons I learned in my life for my journey. Once I understood, it was a total game changer for me because investing in myself is not just giving myself the opportunity to learn something new, but also it shows to myself that I value myself. And this was, for me, it was just like mind-blowing what happened. I have become addicted to invest in myself. I spend a lot of time and money growing myself because I believe this is real powerful. I want to level up as fast as I can, and feeling uncomfortable all the time by doing things outside my comfort zone. So a very, very cool thing to do, and I want to inspire you to do the same if you're not already doing that in your life. The third thing is unlocking advanced strategies, giving you a sneak peek into the next stages of wealth building. This is something I believe goes hand in hand with the last point, where to go from here. So what are the next steps? Now we're done with week one. What are your options? What are the next steps on that journey towards your goal? And we want to quickly look into that, which makes this whole first week holistic and sums it up as well, giving you an outline for the future. The Wealth Builders Edge. So one quote I really, really love, and it's from Tony Robbins, is success leaves clues. If you want to build wealth, look at those who already have it. And this is so amazing. If you find someone who is living that life you want to live, just picking their brain, doing exactly what that person did, and you have like a model for success, you just follow in their footsteps. follow that along. That's why mentorship is so powerful. If you have someone who's 1 or 2 steps ahead of you, just have that person as a mentor or a coach, and then just work towards your goals. Super powerful. But there's a problem with that because it's not always that easy. The first thing is you need to identify someone who actually lives that life you want to live. Therefore, you need to know, what kind of life do you want to live? So many questions. The second thing is, if you find that person, is that person willing to share their secrets with you? Very often it comes with a high price tag, and they're willing to do so. But then the question is that actually the truth they're telling you? Is that the reality, why they are where they are today? And I really love Alex Hormozy. He's a funny guy. If you don't know him, check him out on social media. He's actually one of the main investors in School. So the platform, we're building our 2 communities. Maybe we're building future communities as well here on School. I love this platform because we can connect as humans way better than on Facebook groups or other communities out there. So School is for me the way to go. But this guy is a funny guy, and his social media makes me laugh most of the time. But he also has a lot of great business advice. So and he, in one of his video, he said, well, the tragedy is that a lot of people are seeking for some quick steps, quick hacks to be successful. And they find all these successful or apparently successful people on social media, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Everyone is a millionaire, everyone is successful, everyone sells their products. And now they're going to share their morning routine, like getting up at 5 in the morning, working out for an hour straight with a coach, swallowing like 20 different supplements, having a power breakfast, or maybe fasting 7 days, then having an hour of meditation, an hour of affirmation, an hour of that and that and that, and then they start diving, hustling hard into their day until the sun goes down. And then they do this for like 6 days a week. Sunday is maybe the rest day or the collaboration day or whatever. You have to sleep 8 hours. You make sure that your sleep is super good with one of those rings here, like the Aura ring I'm wearing, or you have an Apple Watch or whatever. And all these hacks and tips, how to be successful. And this person might do this today, but I can guarantee that this person who's sharing those tips wasn't doing that kind of life when they were starting out. Because in the beginning, it's not shiny, it's not glossy, you can't afford to get up in the morning and have an hour of workout, an hour of meditation, an hour of affirmation. You don't have the money to allow yourself to spend that money on 20 different supplements to boost your energy and stuff like this. So there's a lot of BS going on. Maybe they want to do some affiliate and sell some of those supplements, but maybe they just want to show off how great they are, how awesome they are, and how amazing their journey is. And in reality, the beginning of every journey is dirty, it's messy. And even along the way, it's messy, it's dirty. There are obstacles along the way. And I think that makes me a bit different than most other guys out there, because I don't want to share my shiny, glossy stuff. I want to share my reality. I want to be real with you, because I believe that's human connection between us. I believe this is how it should be. And if you want to join my community at Wealth Builders Clubhouse or Wealth Builders University, then do it because you like to connect with me on that human level. You like to connect with me because I'm real and I'm not sharing how many Maseratis I have in the garage. I can tell you one thing, I will never have a Maserati, because I would rather use that money for something other, something good, something inspiring, something building something, than blowing it on a car. It's not my point. I love a 67 Mustang Shelby GT. Maybe one day I'm gonna get one for myself, but I don't need that, because if I'm 80 and I look back in my life and I see, well, would I miss that Ford Mustang 67? Nah. Would I miss the opportunity to build something of value, to be maybe someone who's guiding and helping others along that journey? Definitely, because that's something I believe makes my life worth living. And that's why I hate this shiny, glossy stuff. I could brag with some stuff in the past. I could brag that I multiplied money insanely with Dogecoin. I could brag that I was like managing funds worth $100 million. but I'm not doing it because I want to disturb that picture. I believe in honesty. I believe in this human connection. But also I believe that out there are voices and people who are actually really helpful, who are real with what they talk. That's why I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins, for example, because he's sharing about his hard times. He's sharing about the hard stuff as well. Tom Billier, he's sharing how hard he had it, how they're battling different things, and that makes him human to me. And if someone makes themselves vulnerable in front of an audience, I believe that is worth watching, that is worth listening to, because there's so much depth and and deepness and reality in what they share that I can learn my lessons. And coming back to success leaves clues and what wealthy people do different than people who have less money. I try to avoid the poverty wording because not everyone who's not wealthy is poor. A lot are in the journey in between, are middle class, are living their life, having a solid financial income, stable financial situation, but still aspire more. What's the difference between those guys over there? They are really having it all together, and those guys still on their journey, trying to move forward and living financial freedom for themselves and their family. And with 25 years of experience, I was working with both sides. I was working with the super wealthy ones when I was managing this shipping funds in the past, but also I was doing work as a debt counselor where I work with the poorest of the poor. So I could see what is the gap in between and what lies in between both parties, and how can they actually change something to move towards that side of the spectrum, which I understand always comes back to what we think between our ears. It's so powerful what we do with our mind. That's why I believe mindset sessions are so powerful. And I know that not many are doing like that connection between financial education and mindset training, but I believe this is the real deal. This is the real key to transformation. Yes, I can share how to purchase an ETF. I can give you my tips and tricks, how to buy crypto, how to do my research with crypto, how to find some gems. But if your mindset is not ready, you're not ready to do that step in the first place. So that's why I believe mindset is holding it all together. And now let's have a look what separates the wealthy one from those who are on this journey. So the first thing is the mindset shift. And that's a very powerful and liberating thing I want to teach you right now. Because a lot of people ask themselves, can I afford it? So if you go to the shops, you want to buy a new TV, and you say, oh, can I afford it? Very often that question pops into our heads, or we dream about that car, can I afford it? And the question is not, can I afford it? You should actually ask yourself two questions: how and why. How can I afford it, and why do I need to afford it? And let's say you need $10,000 in 4 weeks because you need to pay the IRS. You could say, well, I don't have that money. And it's a statement. And the danger with that, and that is our default mode very often, the danger with that is that we tell our brain, in 4 weeks, I need $10,000. Our brain says, well, I don't have it, so we have a problem. And your brain is not in solution mode. Your brain is not in the mode of solving that problem for you, which the capability is in you. And your brain is such a great superpower, and your mindset can be leveraged into that superpower. So you find a solution for every problem you have. But if you give your brain just that statement, I need 10,000 in 4 weeks, your brain says, yeah, okay, we got a problem. But if you say, well, how can I get $10,000 in the next 4 weeks, you're opening up and your brain starts to think. Your brain says, okay, how? That's a question. That's a direct question to me. So I need to do something. I need to perform now because my human wants an answer from me. And you can like take a white sheet of paper and write down like 10, 20, 50 different things, how you can get $10,000 in 4 weeks. Usually the first couple of things are not as good. The more you think, the better the quality of the content, which is really cool. Just give yourself like a little bit of quiet space. Do this exercise. I promise you it makes a big difference. And the second question is the how. The how was the first question. The why is the second question. And that links the answer to your values, to your emotions. So why do I need 10 grand in 4 weeks? So we covered the how, but why do we need it? We need it because if I don't have 10 grand in 4 weeks for the IRS, they're going to put me in prison. And then your brain says, well, we don't want to go to prison. It's really not the place we want to be. So how we have that, why we're going to involve the heart into the whole process. And now you are best prepared to find a solution for that question, how to get 10 grand in 4 weeks. And I can tell you that you will come up with some stuff that scares the heck out of you. But the most scariest one of those things maybe are the things you should do, because solutions are very often outside our comfort zone. And you will wonder how long it took me to get into the repetition or into the habit of creating a video every day, because I was so scared of creating a video, of recording myself here to provide some value for you. But I put myself in the pressure cooker. I put myself under pressure because I know if I'm not creating videos, I can't create content and value for you. So this is, it's the need I need to do. I need to fill that gap. And it was a really hard journey, but every journey that's hard is worth doing it, because at the end, something amazing comes out of it. And now today, this is the third video I'm recording. I'm just changing shirts in between. And I think it's so powerful now, because I really love talking to you via this medium, creating these videos for you. And I will get better and better and better along the way. And maybe I go back and see, well, module number 2 was not my finest. I'm going to redo it for you, because I constantly want to improve the content I have for you. Maybe I realize, well, module number 3, I want to do a different or another resource for you, because that really complements and makes it more better for you to digest the single steps to do. So I'm going to record that as well and going to create new content for you. This is what we're doing here at Wealth Builders. And you can just learn from that journey of mine, because I'm still on that journey and we're all on that journey. So I really believe this makes all the difference. The second thing is commitment to growth. And wealthy people constantly learn, adapt, and refine their strategies. This is something very powerful. And Tom Bilyeu, he really was getting me cracking on that one, because he said, I am an eternal learner, and I stole that for myself. Sorry, Tom, if you're watching this, if you're ever watching one of my videos and you're watching this, really sorry. I claimed that one for me, but I just found it amazing to define myself in the identity of an eternal learner, because then constantly I will grow, I will learn. And yes, I could say, well, I have so much experience under my belt, I just leave it. And I know that there's so many self-proclaimed experts out there, especially if you look into crypto. There are a lot of people, they entered the market in 2021. They realized it's one market cycle they're now living through, or maybe 2023. So it went up, it went down, and now they feel they're like a veteran in the area. They're still in crypto. So they're really tough guys, and they can teach you everything there is to know. Well, I'm in crypto since 2015. I heard about Bitcoin in 2011, which is really a couple of years ago. And I would say I know nothing. I made decent money with it, but the whole market, the whole area is that big. No one can ever be an expert in that market. And I know that sometimes experts are self-proclaimed. Sometimes someone else claims that to be an expert. Like if you're a doctor, or like in higher education, you get that title, you say, well, I'm an expert now. Did you know that most doctors are sick because they don't understand the simple principles about healthy nutrition? So if you go to a doctor's office and ask the person to treat you in your sickness, you're looking at a sick person in a lot of cases. And I know a couple of doctors, they're really fit and healthy, but a majority of them is just sick because they eat a lot of crap, and they're overstressed, and they don't earn a lot of money by helping people with the stuff they're doing. And they have to pay like their staff, and they're constantly not sleeping, and like the basic things that keep us healthy, they're not doing. So how should I trust someone who's not healthy with my health? How should I trust someone who is not knowing about wealth, who doesn't understand how principles work? How should I trust someone with my finances? That's a question you should ask your financial advisor. And we're doing a session on this in the bootcamp as well. So it's a fun session. I can't wait to make this a fun session. Let's have a couple of laughs about it, because I was a financial advisor. I was that broke at that time. I was selling the products the bank told me to sell to the clients. I was dead broke at that time. I earned a minimum wage at that time because it's not one of the best paid jobs. But you're the one who's in the front line talking to the customer and the client and telling them what to do with their money. This is like an insane strategy. I think it's like highly dangerous if people who are that broke. It's like the one-eyed leading the blind person, and that's something we need to consider, that no one is an expert. We're all learners, and the easier or the faster you tell yourself, I am an eternal learner, I want to learn, constantly learn, invest in my growth, invest in moving forward, the easier it gets for you on that journey, because you understand the more you know, the bigger the feeling, the less you know. I hope that makes sense. Okay, now I want to drift away from this one. The next one is taking calculated action. So not just consuming information, but doing the action. This is something very powerful, and speed of implementation is one thing I believe is one of the rules of success, because those who are really fast in finding a solution and going for it and taking the action are usually the ones winning the game. And they understand that the beginning of every journey is dirty, is messed up. It's okay to be messed up. It's okay to be dirty along the way. Winning ugly is still winning. Another quote from Tom Billier. So I believe that taking action is very powerful. And I recently listened to a lot of podcasts from people who are really fast in implementing things. And they say, well, I'm not the smartest. I'm not the richest. I'm not the prettiest. I'm not the one with the biggest reach, but I'm fast. And that's when I actually knock everyone out of the ring. And this is something I really want you to understand, that speed of implementation is your friend. It feels very uncomfortable. You never feel prepared, but that's okay. Last point, surrounding yourself with winners. This is something which I learned from Tai Lopez, another very successful person. He says, if you feel that everything is like breaking apart and you're losing, you need to change your geography. Changing your geography is the easiest hack to be successful. Because if you surround yourself with successful people, success for you is inevitable. It's very powerful once you understand that. And that's why we're building these communities, Wealth Builders communities, Wealth Builders Clubhouse and Wealth Builders University. And there's a difference between those communities, because the first one is a free one. Clubhouse is free. You don't pay anything. If you want to get the premium content, you want to get the whole boot camp, you're going to level up, you're going to invest in yourself, you're going to invest in your growth. So you're going to pay a monthly subscription fee for being part of the university, which is actually a joke compared to the value you receive out of it, but you still have to pay something. And because you have this barrier of paying something, you separate those who are fine by just watching a couple of videos, maybe disregarding some of them and are not really serious on their journey. And you have those guys who say, well, I want to change everything. I want to be all in. I want to be like the master of my own life, fully in financial freedom, doing whatever I can, impacting others, and taking this journey, flipping serious. Those are the guys who pay money for their growth, for their forthcoming, for their journey. So you find more premium stuff over there, but you also find more serious people in the university. And then we're going to start the mastermind soon, which is another barrier, because you need to be willing to really bet on yourself. But that's another story for another time. And speaking of communities, you don't need to be just in this community. I highly encourage you to be part of a lot of communities and pick the ones that are right for you. Because even if you're going to other communities, yes, you might get other voices, but that's something good, because I want you to get more input, because the more you learn out there, the more you can bring back to our community, enrich our community, and be a vital part here at Wealth Builders. Because Wealth Builders is Wealth Builders because there is no face to it. Yes, I'm leading it at the moment, but I'm currently building a team, and I want Wealth Builders to surpass my own life. I want this to be my legacy, that once I've been gone long, Wealth Builders keeps on transforming lives, helping people, and other people stepping in and leading that ship I just built. And the funny thing is that life always works different than you plan it. I have never planned to do this. It was just like positive feedback from people I was talking to, I was training, I was teaching in certain financial matters. They coming back to me and saying, Romano, why don't you start something bigger than just helping a handful of people? And that's why we're doing this, what we're doing here. So surround yourself with winners, find them, surround yourself with them, learn from them, impact them. Don't be the smartest one in the room. It's another thing I learned, because if you're the smartest one in the room, you're the cap. You're like the bottleneck. You want to be pretty much the dumbest person in the room, because then you can learn from everyone. And I always believe, even in our live sessions, I can learn so much from every one of you. I think this is very powerful, and you guys inspire me to get to know different things. I mean, I'm not that familiar with the real estate market, for example. Yes, I bought a house and I sold it with 50% profit. I know guys who are really good in real estate, and I'm gonna get them to do some sessions here in this community as well. But if you have like bought and flipped some houses, I want to learn from you, because I believe this can really change something in my life as well. So you see, surrounding ourselves with people who are going into the same direction, who are moving forward, who are inspired to grow. This is something very powerful, and that's something the wealthy people do. The power of investing in yourself. Let's dive into this one. Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. This is from Jim Rohn. And this emphasizes the importance of growing yourself, investing in yourself, and putting it all on you. So if you want to bet on something, bet on yourself. Because everything else, if you don't bet on yourself, why should other people bet on you? Why should other people count on you if you're not counting on yourself? So this inner level of trust with yourself is so important and essential when it comes to creating a financial portfolio, a financial legacy, financial freedom, financial abundance. Because if you can't trust yourself, you don't trust yourself with money. And this is really, really crucial stuff. Why the most successful people invest in themselves. So I'm going to give you a couple of bullets over here. They see education as an asset, not an expense. And that's really something I want to stretch here, because we talked a lot about asset and liability in past sessions. And education can be a liability if you invest in education that is not bringing you any income later, or any fruits later. It doesn't need to be monetary, but you don't benefit from it along the way. Education, yes, you learn something, but there's a difference between education and education. Let's say you're doing like studies in university and you want to study philosophy, and let's say a lot of people are studying philosophy, and now you got like a specific big amount of people who just graduated in philosophy, and now you can't get a job. So your education might be beneficial and worth something to you, but it is nothing that pays you off anything. So you don't get any fruits out of your education, apart from the stuff you learned for yourself and maybe for personal conversations with others that they think, well, that's an interesting viewpoint. But apart from that, you could have done something different with your time, invested into education that is more practical and gives you a bigger impact along the way. And that way, education can be a liability, because you have maybe $200,000 as a student loan, and you don't have a job, and you don't get a job with that, with being a graduate in that field. So any philosophy people out there, if that's wrong, apologize upfront. I have no clue about philosophy and philosophy studies and stuff like this, how realistic you get into jobs. Maybe today with AI and the whole ethical dilemma, maybe you got really good jobs with your graduate under your belt, but it's just like to illustrate a point. But if you invest into something that is helping you instantly to improve your current situation. Let's say, for example, you're investing money, and you're constantly losing money. So you look back the last 5 years and you average around like $10,000 losses every year, and it's your hard-earned money. Then I can say, investing in university and watching the risk management masterclass I created, where I broke down all the lessons I learned from my job as a risk manager for Deutsche Bank and translated it into a personal investment strategy and put everything together so it helps us in our personal risk management by identifying risk, mitigating risk, working the whole risk life cycle. You're doing this 7-hour masterclass, and suddenly you're not losing $10,000 anymore because you apply what you learned and you have your investments closer to your chest and you make $2,000 profit the first year after 5 years in a row. Well, that's a difference from $12,000. 2,000 profit and no more losses. I would say that this investment is an asset because now you keep that knowledge of risk management with you for further years when you invest, and you get better at it every year. So next year, maybe you make $10,000 profit. The year after, you make $50,000 profit, and you get more and more comfortable in taking risks. And it's completely life-changing because it was life-changing for me to get that understanding about how risk management can be one of my best tools and assets. So you see that education can really be an asset. What people who are not wealthy very often do is they disregard most of education as an expense. And usually they flip it around and say, well, college education, that's worth something, that's worth going into debt for $150,000. Yeah, but that course for $1,000 with that personal coaching, nah, I don't have that money right now. Totally the flip side. So you need to evaluate what kind of education can be an asset and provide you with the tools you need on your journey. The next thing is they understand that free resources can only take you so far. That hooks into the point before, because very often we tend to go on YouTube because it's free. And if someone shares how to build the next Shopify store on YouTube, maybe they give you 3 or 4 bullet points, you try to figure it out, you invest some money in building that Shopify store, and you don't make any money in anything. Well, it's not working. It's because free resources usually tend to hook you into the system, show you, okay, it's possible. Maybe they're like testimonies, maybe they're people just like sharing something they tried. Maybe they had a lucky punch, which sometimes happens as well. But it doesn't mean that they're giving you all they have, all they need. And that's what we're doing here in Wealth Builders as well. I give you really a lot of stuff in the free community. But if you actually are serious about your journey, if you actually really want to get all the stuff I prepared for you, you need to pay the premium and come into Wealth Builders University, because obviously not everything I can give out for free. And I want to actually teach the deeper stuff from week 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 to those who are willing to invest in themselves. So there needs to be a price tag to something. And it's not a high price tag, by the way. Wealthy people recognize that mentorship and community accelerates progress. Think about this. Where would you be financially if you had started investing in your knowledge 5, 10, or 15 years ago? I mean, if you invested into that 15 years ago, and you've been trained to look at opportunities, you might have caught Bitcoin when it was nothing, when it was worth like 10 cents, and you could have just invested $500 into it. You might have been on the stock market and realized, well, there are a couple of small tech companies worth watching, or maybe I'm gonna invest $500 into Nvidia, and look at it today. It's just going nuts. And the thing is, where would you be if you learned how to budget like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago? It depends how old you are. You could have saved so much along the way. You could have avoided so many money wasters along the way. So many unused subscriptions, so many gym memberships you don't use. I mean, for the paid unused gym memberships I paid in the last 30 years of my life, I could afford my own brand new gym by now, because I think at least half of the time I was paying gym memberships I wasn't using at all, just to make me feel better. Or yeah, I have the chance to work out, I just don't do it. Just having the chance of doing something and doing something completely different. The power lies in the action. So Mentorship and community, really, really important when it comes to moving forward. So now I want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into Wealth Builders University. That's a short one, I promise you that, because you don't need more time, you need better strategies very often. And here's what you won't find in the free materials, but you will find in Wealth Builders University. You get advanced financial control. I told you week 2 is full about financial control. It's full about tying together all the personal finance stuff. Very powerful lessons over here. Investment mastery. So this is something I believe is once you mastered personal finance in week 2, we had the mindset session in week 3, 4 and 5 is fully emerging into investment mastery. So week 4, we're going to look at different investment strategies. You get really comfortable in building your own portfolio, discover your niche and all this kind of stuff. And week 5, we're looking at different markets. So you can tie it all together and say, well, this is the market I want to play. This is the market I'm going to stick and master it for the beginning. So this is really, really powerful stuff we're talking here. The next thing is scaling income streams. So yeah, it's good to have more and more income streams, but if they all are ending up like at $5 to $10, yet yes, it is something and it's a good start, but you want to start scaling them. So how can you actually improve and not just grow on a horizontal level, but also on a vertical level? How can you actually increase those systems you have already in place? This is when the real fun kicks in, and because not just earning $100 on something, but earning $1,000 on something and multiplying that with 7 times, that's a big impact in your financial life. AI-powered wealth strategies. I love to leverage AI into everything I do. I love to leverage AI into our financial journey. This is something I have dedicated full modules on. I spent $10,000 on a AI mastery on Mind Valley. I believe those guys have amazing courses, amazing trainings. I did some mindset classes over there as well. But the AI mastery was totally blowing me away because I thought, well, I'm quite good with ChatGPT and so, and in the first session, they totally pulled it off, and I was like, oh, I know nothing. And those 6 months have really, really made a difference in my life, how I engage with AI. And I want to show you how you can engage with AI to make it your friend, to leverage AI, and you will speed up the process. It's incredible what you can do nowadays. So instead of wasting like a full week on research, you can use AI with the right prompts, and I'm giving you the prompts as well, and just do it like in 5 to 10 minutes, and then you just read through it. You have a discussion with your AI assistant. I mean, I'm even going that far that I have a couple of different AI employees, and I connect them all with each other. So I'm having a whole company built with AI employees. It's just fantastic for every area in my life. I have an AI health coach. Even for our puppy dog, I have like an AI trainer teaching me the stuff I need to know. And what should I say? I mean, the last 2 weeks, we started puppy school, and our little Hope is top of the class already. So we're doing stuff all the other puppies are like not able to do, and the other guys are like, what the heck is going on with that dog? To be honest, our dog came a little bit prepared from the foster parents, but it really made a difference implementing strategies I learned from AI, stuff I would never ever could come up with. So you can leverage machine learning, you can leverage AI, you can leverage that into your strategy. So you see, you don't need to have it all together, you don't need to understand everything. And it's just like the research part, but there's so much more what we can do when we use AI into our strategy. Next part, and so much more. Okay, yeah, we got so much more in university. I think in total we're around 64 modules. The first 10 we just finished with this class. That means 54 modules to come, plus bonus modules in week 7. So you see there's a lot of stuff in it. Currently it's a price tag of $47 a month, and definitely worth more than that. And as I said, it's my mission. It's like I see myself more on a mission trip than building a business here. And if you're fine with that, then this is definitely the place to be. This is like the one framework, you know that slide from past sessions. So foundation of wealth, this is like what we're just doing the whole week, was foundation of wealth, part of the Wealth Builders Clubhouse. And then we're looking in week 2, mastering financial control, then building a wealth mindset, investing foundations, exploring financial markets, and wealth legacy creation. And this all is part of our Wealth Builders University. As I said, $47 a month at the moment. You can cancel anytime. You have a 14-day test and trial. So if you don't like it, just shoot me an email. I refund you your money back. And if you want to stick with us, stick with us. I really love to, if you're part of our community over there. And prices will go up. That's something school helps us to implement. So once we reach a certain amount of people, I will increase the price up to, I think, $97, and you keep the $47 you pay for at the moment. So this is something really fantastic with the school community. I think this is really fair. Because I've been part of programs when they increased the price, I had to pay the increased price, which I then found unfair because I was one of the founding members. And I want to honor people who jump into university quite early. And if you commit to it quite early and you stick with us, you keep that price tag for the whole time. Then Legacy Builder, this is like the last part, the last bit. I mentioned it a couple of times that we're currently working on Wealth Builders Mastermind. Wealth Builders Mastermind will be a 1 or 2 day event where we have like maybe 5, 6, 7 hours together on a live call, and then a 3 months coaching afterwards, a weekly coaching with me personally. Maybe once that thing is taking off and we do it a couple of times, I'm going to invite other people to join the team. But for now, this is just something I planned. It's not something you can access right now, but you can join the waitlist. So if you are on the website wealthbuilders.cc, you click on the mastermind button, you can join the waitlist, and everyone who joins the waitlist at the moment has a big advantage when it comes to the pricing later. I think it's at 10% of the price we're going to charge later. Where to go from here? So those are the next steps for you. And you have 2 choices right now. So the first thing you can do is you take everything I'm giving you here in the bootcamp in the first week. Say, well, Manu, thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for your exercises. Thank you for your guidance. Really loved it. Not willing to give you any money for any more. And you join my live calls and you be part of the community. It's totally fine by me. I love you for being part of this community. I love you if you share your progress on your journey. Join our live calls. Very fantastic. This is the first option. But if you say, well, Manu, I'm going to take that serious. I want to grow faster than before. I want to dive deeper into the stuff you teach. I want to have more regular connection points in regular live calls. I want to get access to your specialists, like your real estate guy you talked about. Then you need to be part of our university. And that's happening if you jump on school.com/WBU, which is for Wealth Builders University. Currently you are at WBC, with the Wealth Builders Clubhouse. Then you just sign up. It's a matter of 2 minutes, and you have access to everything else. As I said, alone the risk management masterclass is life transforming. It was for me and for a couple of other people as well who did that class. This is something I want to offer you as well. This is like a free 30-minute one-on-one wealth clarity session currently with me. At one point, I will delegate this task to my team, but at the moment, I want to learn from you where you're currently standing. What kind of questions do you personally have? This is like a completely free session for you, 30 minutes. Jump on my website, Wealth Builders CC. As you see at the bottom left of this presentation. Then on the right top corner, just book a call, 30 minutes, show up to this call with your questions, and let's work together on the solution for the current obstacle that's ahead of you. I'm really, really keen on helping you on your journey. So I'm going to give you insight from my experience, and you're going to give me valuable insights of stuff that is actually a big question for you guys. So I'm learning from you how I can better help you on your journey. At one point, as I said, I will delegate it to my team. because my time is limited as well. Time is a limited resource, as we learned, and a lot of things should be delegated. But at the moment, I'm really keen on learning firsthand from you and your experience, get instant feedback from you after the call, which is really, really helping me making the content and the trainings better for everyone. And then the second thing is Wealth Builders University. As I said, risk-free for 14 days. You have a 100% money back guarantee. Just shoot me an email, say, Manu, I don't want to be here anymore. Kick me out, give me my money back. No hard feelings, stay in the clubhouse. You get exclusive VIP access. So I have a lot of live calls. At one point, I will withdraw myself from the clubhouse. But at the moment, I'm still pushing both communities. And as I said, prices will increase soon. So once we hit a certain amount of people being in the community, I will increase the price, because that naturally will filter that fewer people are joining, because I don't want Wealth Builders University to be a community of 1,000 or 15,000 people. I want this to be a couple of hundred people max, because I want to be in a direct contact with you guys and help you as best as I can. What's inside Wealth Builders University? So you got the full bootcamp, which is currently in the making, which is your advantage, because if you join the bootcamp now and it's not completely recorded, your questions will actually help me to redefine and change maybe the modules I have planned for the future. And if there are a lot of crypto questions currently, when we look at the markets and we have let's say one module, 2 hours about crypto, and I get more and more questions specific about NFT, for example, I'm going to make another session about that. So you see, being part of that right now is really helping you, and there is way enough training for you to consume. And I will constantly produce every second day new trainings for you guys. Then you got the personal finance mastery. You got the risk management masterclass. I mentioned that before. 7 hours full of rich content about risk management, broken down. I think 1 hour alone, I show what kind of stupid money mistakes I made in the past and how I could have avoided them. So very powerful, making myself vulnerable for you. Then investment reviews, something very special. Because I know a couple of people out there having the constant question, or is that a good investment? Is that a good investment? They see something on social media. Is that a good investment? And I'm going to do the reviews with you together. So you have a chance to let me know, well, Manu, what do you think about that? Can you please do your due diligence, your research on that? So I'm going to do research and due diligence, how I would do it. And I tell you whether or not I would invest into this. It's no financial advice. It's just something that I'm taking your hand on that whole due diligence and investment research part. So really drilling down on that one, which I believe is very powerful for a lot of you guys. Then we have multiple weekly QA calls. We have then regular workshops we're working on. So this is something that is really close to my heart, next to the bootcamp, having like regular workshops, inviting experts to do workshops as well, so we can actually boost one area, one market specifically. And if you're part of the university and you have something you want to have a deep dive on, like a workshop on, reach out to me and my team. And depends on how many people want a specific topic, we make a workshop out of it, because this community should help and equip you fully as much as it can. And then we have a bonus, which is the kick-ass community of investors and entrepreneurs. I don't bother you now with the value stuff. Just telling you, at the moment, for $47, it's really, really cheap to get that much knowledge into your hands. As I said, school.com/WBU if you want to join. And now let me give you, at the end of our final session, a final quote, very powerful one. And I'm going to have a sip of water because my mouth is really dry from talking. Your future wealth is built on the decisions you make today. I leave it with that. Act now, be unstoppable. I see you in Wealth Builders University. Thank you for watching week 1 of our bootcamp. Very powerful one. Let's dive into personal finance, personal control, tackle week 2 together, and let's make it the best for the journey ahead of us. See you, my friend.